Time to play the game!
Hey guys, Retro Dude here. Thanks for visiting my channel again, where we take a look at all things retro and cool. Though it might not always be retro, it is always cool. Alright, so today I got a public service announcement for you guys. Recently, I was speaking to a friend, and he's getting heavily into collecting retro games. So when he's telling me about getting all these types of games, I just thought, you know what? You should be careful not to be purchasing replica games. I wasn't even sure if we can pick up replica retro games to begin with. So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna see if I can find them and how expensive they are, how hard it is to get them. 15 minutes down the line, I'm ordering some games and I want to share the results with you guys if they actually can pass for actual games, if they're worth getting. So without further ado, let's check it out. All right, the first ones we're gonna take a look at is Mega Man 2. So this is the one that I got from the internet. See if we can spot the differences. So if you guys could see, there is a big difference on the OG games versus the replica games. See if we could take a closer look. There we go. All right, so first off, the color is definitely off. We got purple versus blue right there. Yeah, also right there on the corner, you see save up to $10 for something. I can't even make out what it says. If I get it a little bit closer, you can even see that the letters are a bit fuzzy. Not to mention the Nintendo Entertainment System right there. It's cut, so you can't even see that it says Entertainment System. Also, the sticker, you see how it's peeling off. And it's a bit badly cut as well. So right off the bat, this does not look like a good, genuine product at all. It would be pretty easy to tell if it's a fake. Now, one thing that I can tell you though is it actually does play on the Nintendo. Let's see how it looks. That's the fake. This is the OG. Look at the pins are all dirty as hell. That's authentic 90s grime, by the way. You can't buy that stuff on eBay. Yeah, look how beat up my game is. Check out the back. Does that have the regular screws? Yeah, it does. Look. Screws are the same. Except it's a different manufacturing. There you go. Mega Man 2. You could definitely spot the differences without having to look at the grime from the 90s. Now the next one up is Super Metroid. Check it out. This one actually came in the box as well. Now, I don't have the box to actually see if it looks any different than the original one, but I can tell you that, yeah, it looks off. I mean, it looks nice, and if you just wanted to display it on the wall or just display it for yourself, it's not bad, but there's actually no gloss in this at all. It's just all matte. I don't remember them being this low quality. And the back, if you look at it, it looks dark. Like the screens right here, they all look kind of dark. So, I mean, if you're not looking for things, you'll probably think that this is OG. So, again, this is the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys, so you guys can see, hey, maybe I should be a little bit more careful when these people are trying to sell me something as an original game. So let's take a look how it looks. See the box?
Nothing shines on it. I remember him being a little bit glossier. I'm not sure though. And because this isn't an original one, let's open it up and see what's up. See, it even comes with the box, and that's a little ripped. I just ripped it right now. Oh man, now it's not a 9 out of 10 rating. Comes in a little baggie. Alright, now let's look at them side to side. Again, you could tell the color is a bit off. And this one does seem to be a little bit better cut than, than the Mega Man 2 did. Let's take a look a little bit closer so you can see. Yeah, this one says licensed by Nintendo. This one just says Nintendo. Yeah, why would it be licensed? It's a Nintendo game. Color, definitely. This one looks more red. This one looks magenta or something. Maybe these guys' printer was just running out of ink or something. And look at that. Look at that beautiful 90s grime right there. That's authentic. Again, they do use the OG screws, so just be careful. Look at that, the pins. You see like a green board in the back. Obviously the pins are really clean. See this one? You see a green board in the back as well. Pins are a little bit dirty. And there's also that. See, that one doesn't have it. I'm not sure if all the original ones have it though, by the way, so who knows. And let's take a look at the back. And the back looks really good. You would have a hard time noticing a game is fake just looking at the back. Now, the colors being a little bit off, yeah, you can tell if you're looking at an original game. If you're not, you'd probably be fooled. I would. So again, be careful with that. All right, next up, we got one of my all-time favorites, Chrono Trigger. We also got this one in the box. So let's take it out and let's check it out. But first, let's see how the box looks. Again, it's void of any gloss at all. It's all matte. And this one actually looks pretty decent, so it doesn't look too bad. The back does look a little bit off. The color doesn't seem as bright as it should, but it doesn't look as dark as the Metroid did. So this one, you would probably be fooled even more. But let's take a look at the game and see. This one I had already taken out of the bag. All right, let's take a look and see how they look now. Trigger. Now the original one looks a little bit dirty. I mean, it's old, obviously. This one just looks a little bit cleaner. On the Replica. Honestly, this one doesn't look that bad. check out the original one. I don't know. What do you guys think? Honestly, on this one, I would probably be fooled just looking at that alone. Everything looks pretty decent. There's nothing like really that stands out, saying that yells out, you know what, this is fake. This is kind of scary because, yeah, imagine you end up buying a game for Chrono Trigger. I think in the box it goes for like $5,000 or something. You end up getting a fake. I'd be pissed. Again, that one has the same markings and the Super Metroid. This one doesn't. Besides the color difference, but I figure that's just coloring from the game being old. So there you have it, Chrono Trigger. Not that big of a difference. All right, next up we have A Link to the Past. So this one actually looks like I've taken care of it pretty decently. Let's take a look at the box. It's all matte. There is no type of gloss here at all. Art looks a little bit off. See that? Doesn't look that detailed. But again, you would probably only know if you have the original next to you. Otherwise, you'd be fooled. All right, let's see how this looks now. Now the replica, the color seems a little bit more opaque to the gold than the original. This one you can tell the difference. I mean, look at that. Yeah, this one you can tell the difference. This one has serialization. This one just says made in Japan. Besides the color being a little bit off and that serialization, everything else looks pretty legit. You know, look at that, the color of the writing. Even Zelda is spelled. Zelda has the registered on it. This one just says Zelda, capital Z. Everything else is underscore. Yeah, so whoever did this one actually fudged that right there. Besides that, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty legit. Even the cartridge, the coloring doesn't look that much different. Again, the screws do look a bit off. This one looks nickel colored, this one looks copper color. You guys could tell the pins are a little bit more even on this one than they are on this one. This one looks like they were cut in between, like in half or something. It has a little thing on the end. This one has nothing. And again, we see the numbers right there, and this one doesn't have any. And the same green board you can see on the back of both, so that wouldn't be the way. I mean, the letters right there, definitely. Again, scary how good they look, to be honest. If you're not looking at them side by side, you'd be fooled. I'd be fooled. And lastly, we're going to take a look at Final Fantasy 3. I actually couldn't find my copy of Final Fantasy 3. I know I have one, but I couldn't find it, so we're just going to go ahead and take a look at the replica one. Again, the same thing on this. I just noticed that they look dark. They shouldn't look that dark, especially for being a retail, or supposed to be looking at like a retail. Here we go. Check that out. Besides that, it looks pretty decent. It looks pretty legit. Again, every time I try to open it, this thing just starts peeling off. Let's look, see how it looks. Final Fantasy 3. Licensed by Nintendo. This one actually does have the serialization. Look at that. Same thing, the pins look too clean cut. Look at that. Originals don't look that clean cut. But again, I mean, since I don't have the original right next to it, how would you even be able to tell the difference?
All right, so what do you guys think? Were you guys able to tell the difference between the originals and the fakes? On the Mega Man 2, yeah, I was able to tell the difference right off the bat. Everything looked just off on it. But on the Super Nintendo ones, if I weren't looking at the original next to it, I would have been fooled. That's pretty scary. Now, one thing to consider as well is these games are playable on the original systems. So yeah, you can pop it into the Nintendo, you can pop it into the Super Nintendo, and they'll play and they'll look just like the original game would. Now, one thing to consider is if you're planning on buying these games to resell them to unknown suckers, that'd suck. Don't do that, please. But if you're getting them for yourself, like I did, I got them for myself. I got the boxes. And for me, I would love to have like a wall in the back where I could display all of these games that I loved as a child growing up. It would be as a gesture of love for these games. Again, because they wouldn't be original, so it's not like I could just take them off the back wall and resell them. I wouldn't make any money out of that, but it would look cool, right? Like a wall just filled with all of these boxes of different Nintendo, Super Nintendo. You could actually get Nintendo 64 games. You could get DS games. You could get Game Boy Advance games, Sega Genesis. I think I even saw Sega Master System games on that. If you guys want me to pick up any other games, leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to. If they were to remake them, reprint them, hell, I'd be there in a heartbeat buying one to play and one to keep unopened, sealed, right? And I imagine most of you guys would too. Here's an idea, Nintendo. Here's an idea, Sega. There's money to be made with retro gamers. I imagine there's a lot of different websites where you could go to actually order these. The one that I chose is called Alibaba. I'll be posting a link of where I got these games from. You don't have to order from them. I would probably suggest you guys order from different ones if you guys are going to be ordering, just because I'm curious to see if there's others that actually have different methods or different printers, I would say, for these games, and they look a little bit more legit than the ones that I got. Now, the ones that I got weren't that expensive at all. I think I paid like either 10 to 15 bucks per game. So that's it for today. If you guys have any suggestions on videos you want me to do or reviews of games that you guys want to check out, don't forget to leave it in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit me with a thumbs up, and as always, stay retro.